At sa puntong ito, nasa studio na po ang kasulukuyang Commissioner ng Bureau of Customs, Nicanor Nick Faeldon. Sir, Commissioner Faeldon, magandang umaga po, sir.
Magandang umaga po, Sir Anjo at Ma'am Serena at saka Sir Attorney Sir. Magandang umaga din po at sa ating mga nakikinig at nanonood, magandang umaga po.
Nasa studio na rin po natin si partner Butch Hamon, ang kasalukuyang Vice Dean ng De La Salle University College of Law para sa ating programang Hamon Bendijo right after Radyo Vision. Commissioner, on government's trust regarding good governance, transparency, and accountability. Sir, so far, ano po ang ipinatupad nyo na sa Bureau of Customs upang linisin ang imahe ng aduana bilang isa sa mga most corrupt government-prone agencies o corrupt-prone government agencies?
Unang-una po yung invitation ko sa lahat ng publiko, kasama na ang media, na libre po silang pumunta sa customs, hingiin anumang kailangan nila doon, mga papeles man ito. Simula pa nung pag-upo namin nung June 30. Kasabay nito, para doon sa transparency, ay yung ating pag-install ng CCTV cameras. Ito ay pwedeng ila-live stream. Meron po proseso. You want to visit and watch us live on camera. Pwede nyo kaming mapanood sa opisina ko kahit saan. We have installed as of now more than 300 CCTVs. So marami na pong opisina ang inyong masisilip. Ito ay magiging nationwide project. Lahat po ng ating mga collection districts nationwide will now be viewed nationwide. Marami na rin po tayong kinasuhan ng graph na mayroon tayong mga ebidensya, may mga affidavits. Ito po ay hindi lang akusasyon, kundi talagang pwede silang ma-prosecute sa korte dahil meron tayong yung mga kinakailangan ebidensya laban sa kanila. Yung patuloy na paglilinis ng ahensya ay yun ang ating tinututukan.
Okay. Sir, 3 to 6 months anti-corruption campaign. Kaya bang gawin yan sa Bureau of Customs?
Ako wala akong dahilan na hindi siya kaya within that period because kung hindi mo matanggal ang corruption sa isang ahensya sa loob ng 6 na buwan, huwag ka nang mangarap na kaya mo pang ayusin yan.
Sa mga example nito yung talagang natin yung padrino, sir. Gusto na po ba yung ganito sistema sa Bureau of Customs? Talamak talaga.
Isa po ay medyo malaki ng pagbabago. Pinag-aaralan namin anong batas ang pwede nating ipasa o request sa Kongreso kung kailangan nitong gawin. Kasi ang ahensya ng Bureau of Customs, meron din kaming police power. That's why we have a police department, enforcement, that they are armed. Ang gusto ko siyang ihalimbawa sa armed forces sa kapulis. Sa armed forces where I came from, if you employ outside political influence, it will now be a grounds for your termination sa service. It is prohibited. It is a taboo as a practice. I would like to see how we can implement the same policy in the Bureau of Customs para wala na po yung mga tumatawag dyan at iniimpluwensyahan ang promotion, ang employment, pati yung trabaho nila. Ito ay isang napakalaking kahinaan ng sistema sa Bureau of Customs. So, these are part of the reforms that I will look into.
Yung TARA system, talamak pa rin ho ba hanggang ngayon dyan? May CCTV, sinabi nyo po. Paano natin masisiguro na maiwasan po yung mga ganyang klaseng sistema, sir?
Yung CCTV is to make sure that yung accusation ng merong araw-araw daw na exchanges of money.
Yes.
As of now, meron na tayong nakita but nagkataon lang na ito ay mga ibang ahensya ng ating gobyerno.
Okay.
Because the public should know that there are at least more than 53 government agencies that are working with us every day. These are the regulatory offices. So they are not covered they are not under my supervision. So maybe kaya nahuli yung isang taga-ibang ahensya because they feel they cannot be covered by what policies we are doing.
Yeah.
So, intensified talaga, 53. Ang dami po niyan, sir, ha?
Not all the time they are in the vicinity of the Bureau of Customs, but there are some that permanently occupy offices and work within the cycle of import facilitation.
So, maliban sa mga CCTV, meron talaga din kayong mga mata, bawat departamento dyan sa Customs.
Yes sir, yan po yung ating inumpisang gawin. That's why marami po tayong hindi na natin pinapublish. Almost every day, different types of technical smuggling are being hauled and apprehended.
Almost every day.
Gusto nyong i-enganyo, encourage nyo pong ang publikong magsumbong sa inyo. Kung yung iba natatakot, baka may banta sa buhay, paano nyo po tulungan silang magsalita?
Opo, yun po yung ating panawagan sa publiko na kung meron kayong karanasan talaga ng isang direktamentong pakikipag-ugnayan sa aming mga empleyado at sila po ay hinaras kayo, at kahit hindi kayo hiningian, let's say, isang araw yung na kayo nag-aantay, yung inyong fina-facilitate ay hindi nila ginagawa, I can consider that already as a form of hindi dapat. So, pati yun, isumbong nyo sa amin. I am still waiting for that first concerned citizen to personally and attest to existence of such. Maraming texts na they do not even recognize themselves, ayon sa kapitbahay niya na sinabi ng ganito. So, ang hirap ipurso kasi hindi naman talaga pakikinggan ng korte yan. Kailangan direct experience, ipanindigan mo yun. Ngayon, what's kailangan matakot kasi meron naman tayong protection, yung Witness Protection Program na pinoprotektahan ng ating gobyerno ay mga whistleblowers. At ako, I will personally ensure your safety. At saka pag nasa kulungan na itong mga lokong ito, ay ano pa ang kaya nilang gawin laban sa inyo? Let's not be afraid of these corrupt people. Instead, dapat sila yung matakot sa atin.
Na-mention ni President Duterte na yung mga corrupt officials or mga empleyado ng gobyerno ay ipapadala sa Mindanao once na mapatunayan. May na-sampulan na po ba kayo?
Yes, ma'am. Kasi I spend my weekends na mag-ikot sa mga ports. We have more than 30 ports. Siguro less than 10 na lang hindi ko naikutan. Opo. Itong mga nakikita ko at saka I see the problems when I am actually in those ports. So talagang marami na dati walang naka-assign sa Tawi-Tawi, Sulu, Zamboanga, Surigao. Medyo overman na ngayon yung mga ports na yan kasi pinadala ko po sila doon. O kasi they need to be disciplined. Mga 13 years na sila sa isang lugar.
Yes.
And when I interview them, they don't even know their functions. So what are these people doing in those ports?
Tama ho bang sinabi niyong pagbatigas pa rin ang ulo nila at lumalaban, patayin na lang natin, sir?
Kasi I want to correct that.
Opo.
Kasi siyempre kung
Nabasa ko po
there are instances na nagko-conduct tayo ng entrapment, and when they fight it out with our enforcers, anong gagawin natin? We will not allow our enforcers, our customs police, nababarin na lang ng mga lokong ito. My orders is make sure that hindi kayo masaktan. Sila na lang ang papatayin natin. Total ng mga loko na mga sila.
Ang haras. And kayo na nabanggit din ni Sir Faeldo na hindi lang naman sa loob mismo ng BOC may mga corrupt. Even yung mga labas, yung connection napakalaki po ba, sir, kung ilalarawan?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yung sa datos noong 2015, ang isang bansa ay pinag-aralan namin at binigyan kami mismo ng bansang ito ng kanilang sariling datos. Meron silang $26 billion na pinadalang commodity sa ating bansa. Yung record natin ay 11 billion lang. This is around 57% discrepancy.
Grabe, ang laki.
So ito, nagbabago ang presyo ng kanilang mga import commodity habang nasa barko siguro. So kaya pagdating dito, yung transaction value, na ito yung ating basihan ng mga assessment natin. Ito yung commitment natin sa mga world treaties. Ay ang laki ng pagbabago. So isipin mo yan. Kung gaano kaliki kagad yung mawawalang revenue. These are technical smugglings. Ito ay hindi nakagagawa ng nasa loob, kundi yung mga importers natin. But I cannot address them right now because I want to fix the corruption inside my own house. Meaning, I will be parang hipokrito ako niyan eh. I will ask people, ayusin niyo yung importation niyo. But they have to deal with a corrupt bureau officials every day. I want to make sure that all the bureau officials will be corrupt-free before I will go to their sector. And look, sir, ma'am, matino na yung mga empleyado natin. Baka gusto niyong ayusin din yung hanay niyo. Because ito yung katotohanan. There are importers who have admitted to me, personally admitted to me, that they can call their suppliers abroad and dictate to them the amount they will put in their invoices. So let's say the amount of their commodity is 100 million. They can tell their supplier abroad, please put in my invoice 25 million lang. As easy as that. So the problem of technical smuggling is not just inside the Bureau, but a lot of players are involved here.
Sa labas talaga transaksyon yan eh.
Kaya
No?
nga
Medyo nahihirapan kayo nga sa paano natin
Saka yung pagkalugi.
Yes,
yun.
that's why I have had
Matigil.
several meetings already with this concerned country. Last week, I had a meeting with their ambassador. We have agreed already to fix this. I would like to appreciate their concern also. And then I have a meeting already with the Bureau of their customs chief by next month to put in place the exchanges of information so that we can stop, correct this big discrepancy. If we'll be able to put this in place, then we'll be fixing that big amount of money. Conservatively, we're losing over $1 billion US dollars of revenues from that country alone.
Kahapon,
in 1
milyon piso namang halaga ng party drugs. In fact,
Yes.
nabalita natin kanina lamang at mga shabu derivatives na confiscate ng Bureau of Customs at ng PIDEA. Update lang po sa ginagawa ninyong investigasyon at may mga kaso na bang naisampa, sir?
Bago kasi natin binrake yan, just like the other contrabands that we've apprehended, meron tayong follow-up operations, but when we meet a dead end, saka na natin binibreak yun. Usually, pag kahuli namin, we coordinate with the correct agency to take the lead. Let's say, nung high-powered firearms na galing sa US, we coordinated with the police. The CIDG take the lead in delivering it. We call it controlled delivery. Nahuli natin yung mga smugglers ng baril. In the other, yung mga cocaine, lahat, ganun din ginagawa natin. So, the PIDEA and sometimes the anti-drug of PNP take the lead in the controlled deliveries of these commodities. But for this latest apprehension, it turned out that the names were fictitious. So, hindi talaga nahuli pa yung sino talaga yung may kagagawan. But the PIDEA and other law enforcement that are mandated to pursue cases against them are not stopping from pursuing them.
Parcel system yung kahapon, no, sir?
Opo,
Yung pagpapadala nun or...
Yes. In fact, talaga dahil very maliliit siya, magagaang, yun yung paborito nila. That's why we're intensifying our monitoring of these parcels. But we are also ensuring the public that there will be no undue delays of any parcels that are coming into the country.
Nakakamura pa sila doon. Tama po ba, sir? Kapag ganun ang gamit.
Opo, medyo mura siya. Saka napakagaang eh. So, and compared to value, it's very expensive. So, panalong-panalo sila sa kanilang masamang negosyo pag nakakalusot.
Yung pa kasi ang imahen ng Bureau of Customs kapag may pinatutupad po kayo dyan, alam naman po natin kung anong kalidad na pagkatao ni Commissioner Nick Paildon, no? Dating sundalo at may paninindigan. Sabi nga nila, hindi nagtatagal ang mga taga Bureau of Customs. Malalim talaga ang ugat ng korupsyon dyan. Paano po, sir? They are challenging you. Paano po natin sagutin yan?
Ako kasi, ang challenge ko naman sa taong bayan, I've been there already for 60 days. And I've been asking everyone every day to please come forward. At manindigan kayo kung talagang nahaharas kayo. Pero bang karanasan kayong hiningan kayo? Because that's really what I want to happen. So that we can prosecute and bring to justice these corrupt bureau officials. I cannot just start shooting everyone there without any evidence. We have to pass it through due process. So, pero kung hanggang chismis lang tayo, kahit, alam taga Batanes ka at nagkukwento ka ng corruption sa Bureau of Customs, baka di ka pa nakapasyal doon. Yun ang ibig kong sabihin. Yes, it's been so long that the Bureau of Customs is the front liner in corrupt image. But whether this is a perception or real, hindi ito maaayos kung hindi nyo bigyan ng Bureau of Customs ng pagkakataon. The public should give us the benefit of the doubt, and those who have experiences, please come forward and help the Bureau. Because ganito yan eh. This is not ours. This is not a private entity. This is a government entity. And number 2 po kami sa revenue collection. The improvement of the image of the Bureau of Customs will can be translated to the improvement of revenue collection. Kung mag-improve po yung ating revenue collection, directly makikinabang po yung mamamayan. So this is yours. This is your government agency. So help us. Help us. Do not destroy us. Because if you will continue to destroy us without any basis, you're going to destroy your country as well. So magtulungan tayo. My challenge and my guarantee is that under my administration, kahit po piso, sabi ko kahit kape, walang libre dito, walang manghihingi. I will punish na yung empleyado na manghihingi ng kahit isang sachet ng kape lang. So that is my guarantee sa publiko.
May tanong ko po yun sa mga empleyado. Bumisita ako doon, partner, sa Rina, no? Itong kahapon, no, isang araw lang. Talagang sabi nila, yan, matino talaga yan. Maraming nag-alok ng pera dyan, tinatanggihan. Matindi. Si
Kay Sir
Commissioner Feldon. May mga ganun talaga sa, hindi maiwasan, no? Pero talagang, sige.
Hindi sila natatakot,
Try nyo ako. Ganun sila.
Hindi sila natatakot sa inyo, sir.
May text tayo, sir, from Christine Cruz ng Quezon City. Posible po bang madagdagan ng sweldo na makawani ng customs para mawala ang katiwalian, sir?
Yes, sir. In fact, isa po yun sa isang minamadali natin kasi napakababa po talaga ng sahod ng ating mga kawani. Ako po ay nakikiusap sa lahat po ng ahensya ng gobyerno na nag-approve po nito na ito ay pinag-aaralan namin ay kumpara ko dun sa mga ibang ahensya ng gobyerno ay talagang 300% lower po sila. So ito po ay isang kailangan siyang itaas. Ako po ay talagang masakit ang damdamin ko na nakikita kong ang baba masyado ng kanilang sahod. Pero hindi rin to dapat maging dahilan para gumawa ka ng katiwalian.
Naniniwala din ako, sir. At saka kapag sumasweldo, talagang hindi na sila gagawa pa ng mali. At marami po ang gusto lang mag-work sa Bureau of Customs ng, syempre, maayos at malinis na trabaho. That's good, sir. Good luck po.
Si
Sir.
Partner Butch.
Kamusta po yung inyong collection po after 60 days?
Opo, we are 97%. Something
that's good.
close to the target. It's the highest within the year, since January. And I think compare it to the same period last year, we are 22% higher. So that's the improvement.
And that will continue, definitely.
I think I'm not really very concerned about the collection.
The collection.
Because I believe when we stop corruption in all the sectors that has something to do with importation, the revenue collection will also naturally follow.
There were experiences kasi in the past na minsan binababaan nila yung collection deliberately para bang ma-blackmail nila ang commissioner.
They did that in July. What they did is, if you see the graph from January to June, from January to May, pare-pares na mababa. Pagdating ng June, tumaas bigla. After I investigated why, yung mga players, they call them players, ay kinausap, magbayad ka na ngayon, sa July mo na ipasok yung commodity mo. So, tumaas ang collection. So, pagdating ng July, sumadsad talaga. That is part of the blackmail. Yun na sinasabi nyo. Because they do not want us to change the process. Status quo kumikita lahat That's why what I did, hindi ko sila pinalitan. Until today, I have not replaced any collector. So wala kayong sisihin kundi sarili nyo. Kasi bumagsak yan dahil sa inyong kakagawan. So they were forced to make it up comes August. So bumalik na dun sa tamang figures at napakataas niya ngayon.
Okay, Serena.
Sir, last question na. Given na 97% na tayo close sa target, kumpiyansa po ba kayo na maaari malagpasan ito dahil meron pa tayong 3 months bago matapos yung taon?
Ako kasi it's really not my objective to, kasi pwede natin makuha every month yung target, but are you fixing the issue of corruption? Are you doing your border protection? Are you apprehending smuggled firearms, smuggled drugs? And are you facilitating the trade correctly? Those are the other very important mandates of the Bureau of Customs. And I'm attending to them all.
Alright. Maraming salamat po, Bureau of Customs Commissioner Nicanor Faeldon, sa inyo pong oras.
Thank you very much po.
Maraming salamat po, Sir Nicanor Faeldon.